You think you know your hamster. You feed them, clean their cage, watch them run their wheel at night. You've read the care guides. You've done the research. You feel like a good owner, maybe even a great one. But there are things happening inside that small furry body that almost no pet owner knows about. Things that change how you see every interaction, every behavior, every moment you've shared with them. Not scary things. Not things that mean you've been doing it wrong. Things that are, honestly, a little bit beautiful once you understand them. By the time we get to number 1, the last one, you're going to look at your hamster differently. Not slightly differently. Fundamentally differently. Researchers at the University of Zurich studying Syrian hamster cognition describe their findings on this final point as, in their words, one of the most underappreciated discoveries in small mammal behavioral science of the last decade. We're starting at number 5 and working our way down. Don't skip ahead. Each one builds on the last. Number 5. Your hamster has a memory that works nothing like you think it does. Most people assume hamsters have poor memory. Short attention spans, no real recall, living entirely in the present moment. It's part of why people don't feel guilty about rearranging their cage, changing their routine, handling them inconsistently. What does it matter? They won't remember anyway. They remember. Just not the way you do. Syrian hamsters have what researchers call episodic-like memory. The ability to encode specific events in context, linking what happened with where it happened and roughly when it happened. A 2016 study from the University of Alberta testing spatial and episodic memory in rodents found that hamsters could recall the location of specific food caches they had made days earlier, differentiating between recently stocked and older depleted caches with high accuracy. More relevant to you as an owner. They remember people. They remember handling experiences. They remember whether the hand that reached into their cage last time was gentle or startling. They remember the smell of someone who frightened them weeks ago. Their apparent forgiveness when they come back to the front of the cage after a bad experience isn't amnesia. It's choice. They're choosing to try again despite the memory of what happened before. That changes what a tame hamster means. It's not a small animal with no other option. It's an animal with a functioning episodic memory that has decided, based on accumulated evidence, that you are safe. Number 4, they are dreaming right now. If you've ever watched your hamster sleep and noticed tiny twitches, a paw moving, whiskers flickering, an ear shifting slightly while the rest of the body is completely still, you were watching them dream. Syrian hamsters experience REM sleep, the rapid eye movement phase in which dreaming occurs in mammals. Their sleep architecture follows the same basic structure as human sleep, lighter phases alternating with deep slow-wave sleep and REM cycles. During REM, the same neural patterns that fired during waking activity replay in the brain. They are rerunning their day. Their burrows, their wheel, their food caches, their interactions with you. A 2019 paper from MIT's Picard Institute studying memory consolidation during sleep in rodents confirmed that specific place cells, neurons associated with particular locations and experiences, reactivate during REM sleep in the same sequence as during waking navigation. Your hamster is not just twitching. They are somewhere specific in their mind, doing something they did while awake, processing it and storing it. The next time you see those small movements in a sleeping hamster, you're witnessing a mind at work. Small mind, yes, but a dreaming one. Number 3. They can hear a conversation happening in another room. Human hearing tops out at around 20,000 Hz. We consider that a reasonable range. Covers speech, music, most of what matters to us acoustically. Syrian hamsters hear up to 46,000 Hz. More than double our upper limit. They operate in a frequency range that includes sounds completely inaudible to us. Ultrasonic communication between animals, the high-frequency hum of electronics, the sound of pipes behind walls, the particular acoustic signature of footsteps on different floor surfaces. What this means practically is that your hamster's sound environment is radically different from yours. The room you experience is quiet. No television, no music, just a peaceful evening, maybe acoustically busy for your hamster. The refrigerator compressor. The boiler cycling on. The neighbor's dog 3 apartments away. Frequencies you cannot perceive are reaching them constantly. It also means they know you're coming before you arrive. They recognize your footstep pattern on the floor, your specific gait, the rhythm of how you move through the house. Before you reach the room, before you open the door, before you say anything, they already know it's you. Whether they choose to come to the front of the cage or stay hidden when you arrive is a decision made with information you didn't know they had. Number 2. Loneliness is physically harmful to them, but not in the way you've been told. For years, hamster care guides promoted keeping pairs or groups of hamsters for companionship. The logic seemed obvious. Social animals need social contact. Solitary hamsters must be lonely. Lonely animals suffer. The guides were wrong. Syrian hamsters are not social animals. They are profoundly, biologically solitary. In the wild, they maintain individual territories and actively drive out other hamsters that enter their space. Housing 2 Syrian hamsters together does not reduce loneliness. It creates chronic stress in both animals, escalating to fighting, injury, and in severe cases death. The companionship people were providing was the source of the harm. But here's the part that most people miss, and the part that actually matters for you as an owner. The research on hamster social cognition shows that Syrian hamsters do form genuine individual bonds, not with other hamsters but with specific humans. A 2021 study from the University of Regensburg on individual recognition in solitary rodents found that Syrian hamsters distinguish between familiar and unfamiliar humans not just by scent but by behavioral pattern, the way a specific person moves, handles them, and interacts. Familiar handling from a bonded human produced measurably lower cortisol responses than handling from strangers, even when scent cues were controlled. They don't need other hamsters. They need you. Specifically you, specifically consistently, specifically gently. You are their social world. The entire thing. That's not a burden. It's a remarkable fact about what your relationship with this animal actually is. Number 1. Your hamster has already forgiven you for every mistake you've made. Not metaphorically. Not as a comforting thought. Neurologically, physiologically, behaviorally. There is hard evidence for this, and it is the thing that the researchers at Zurich called one of the most underappreciated findings in small mammal science. Syrian hamsters do not carry resentment. Their stress response system, unlike human stress systems, does not sustain negative emotional states beyond the presence of the stressor. When the threat is gone, the cortisol clears. The defensive behavior stops. The nervous system resets. What happens next is behavioral neutrality, a return to baseline, followed by a reopening of the assessment process. In practice, this means, every time your hamster approaches you after something went wrong, they are not forgiving you despite the memory of what happened. They are running the assessment fresh, with the memory available as data but without the emotional charge that memory carries in humans. They are asking, right now, in this moment, is this safe? And when they come to the front of the cage and look at you, when they take the treat from your hand, when they settle into your palm, when they close their eyes while you're holding them, the answer they're giving is yes. Right now. This is safe. This person is safe. Every single time they choose you again. Not because they forgot what happened before. Because they decided, with that memory available, that you are still worth choosing. If you're not subscribed yet, this is the channel where we take the science of small animals seriously, because they deserve owners who understand them at this level. Subscribe now and you'll never see your hamster the same way again. 5 things. A memory that records you. A dreaming mind replaying your time together. Ears that know you're coming before you arrive. A social world where you are everything. And a nervous system that chooses you consciously every single day. Your hamster is not a simple creature living a simple life in a small cage. They are a complex animal with a rich inner world, a working memory, a dreaming brain, and a relationship with you that is more real and more chosen than most people ever realize. Look at them tonight. Really look. And understand that what's looking back at you has already decided you're worth it.